Well, welcome to the call, everybody. My name is Paul Scott. We're just going to go ahead and get things kicked off and started. And everything that I ever do, I always start with an intentional moment of gratitude because I realize that gratitude is the seed of growth and abundance in your life. You can't create more for yourself and more for your life until you're grateful for what it is that you currently have. So I want to thank each and every single one of you for investing the time to be here on the call today with us. All right, so before we get anything kicked off, before we talk about anything, because look, we're going to be discussing different financial markets. We're going to be talking about money. All right, so before we dive into any of that, I mean, anytime you talk about money, we got to give a risk disclosure. All right, so I got to read this out to you guys. So very quickly, well, can't skip over that. All right, so let me move my little self out of the way here so I can read. All right. So trading or using Forex analysis tools and software to assist you in trading carries a high level of risk. Only trade with capital that you can afford to lose. The information contained in this presentation is for informational purposes only. One should evaluate their risk tolerance, personal financial situation before trading. If ever any doubt, please consult your own personal licensed financial advisor. Auvoria Prime LLC is not providing investment advice, as all trade opportunities and alerts are delivered to participants uniformly without regard to an individual's trade objectives, financial consideration, or stability. Unless a user has made customized alert options privately on their own account to further analyze their own manual trading opportunities, these options are at the full discretion of the user. Auvoria Prime LLC does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade. All right, so look, we're not a hedge fund. We're not managing anyone's money, nothing like that. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, I really just want to set the tone for what this call really is, guys. So over the next like 20, 30 minutes, I'm going to give you guys the fastest tan you've ever had in your life. Okay, I'm going to be transparent, authentic, non-negotiable. Okay, transparent. Look, this isn't hype. It's not fluff. And whoever invited you on the call here today, I want you to realize that we didn't bring you here so that, we could sell you something. This isn't a sales pitch. I'm not here to convince anybody. Okay, I'm going to be completely transparent, peel back the layers without the fluff, and explain to you the tools that we're leveraging and how it's been able to change our lives and how we're building legacies for our families. See, the people already involved in this are currently using these tools, making money, and building legacies for their families. And all we're doing is sharing that information so you can make an informed decision. But whether or not you decide to take advantage of it doesn't affect us one bit. Like, it doesn't affect our trading accounts at all. So like, we make or lose absolutely nothing in our trading accounts because of your decision. So I want you to realize that. Authentic. Look, I've been an entrepreneur for over 8 years now. And the two things that I've learned that are the most important in entrepreneurship: integrity and character. See, it's about the yoke of a person and the people that you do business with. And so I would never attach myself or align myself with a company for a quick buck. Right. And I would never do something if I didn't know for a fact that it could add value to people. So I wouldn't be here on this call today if I didn't know for a fact I am adding value to each and every single person here. And by the way, I know we said no guarantees as part of the income disclosure, but the thing I will guarantee is that if you implement this information, it will absolutely change your life. And by the way, I said add value to you. It doesn't mean that you partner up with Auvoria Prime, that you partner up with the person who got you here on the call. Whether or not you decide to do business with us, this information, by you investing the time to be here today and collecting all of this information till the very end, it has the ability to change your life, whether you do it through us or not. Okay, so with that in mind, the last part is non-negotiable. I talked about peeling back the layers and pulling out the fluff and the hype. We're going to show you real live accounts. We're not just going to talk about how great our results are. So I can't wait to pull up the numbers, okay? Because men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. And so I can't wait to go in and be able to share that with you guys. I can't wait to go in and be able to share that with you guys. And so when you see the numbers, it will be very, very clear that the products work. So there's nothing to negotiate, there's nothing to consider or talk about. So with that being said, the question to keep in mind is, are you on the right path? Are you on the right path of success? Right? Hold on, I have a couple people saying that they are. Okay, no, we're good to go. So, are you on the right path to success? Look, I've been like I said, I've been an entrepreneur for about 8 years now. But the first thing that I learned, one of the first lessons I got from my parents is, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Look, you have to start with the end in mind and know where it is that you're going in life. And so my parents already had this unique plan for me that college equaled success, right? So it was already decided I was going to get a college degree. And it was just about what am I going to study? And I knew I wanted to be in a field where I could help people, change lives, and really impact my community. And growing up, I saw a police officer doing that for me in our community. I saw him doing that, all over the place. And so I thought that law enforcement would be that vehicle for me to enact that type of change. So I got a degree in criminal justice, but when I graduated, I found out it takes well over a year to go through the application process before you're ever hired anywhere. And so as I was going through that process with several different departments, I found myself working at a potato chip factory for $10 an hour, working 15-hour days, mandatory overtime every other week. I was exhausted. I was fed up. I mean, I was extremely overworked and underpaid, and I absolutely hated it. And so I said, look, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a way that I can still earn money, but have the free time and the freedom to be able to do the things that I love. And so I realized that the information and knowledge that you have right now today is the information and knowledge that got you to where it is that you're at. And if you're not happy, if you want to create a change, then you have to learn something different. You have to do something different. You have to learn something new. And so I started to become a student of the game. I started to study wealth and what wealthy people did. And I realized that my entire life, I had been taught about school. I had been taught about the system, right? And how I could plug into this system and be a productive member of society. And when I started to study the wealthy people, I realized that it takes way more than just hard work to be successful, right? I mean, look, let's be honest, right? I'm sure everyone on this call, if you have a job or whatever it is that you do in life, you work pretty hard, right? So if you're not happy with where you're at, then it goes to say, I mean, again, if hard work was all it took, I'm sure there would be 90% of the world would be like millionaires already, right? It takes more than just working hard. You have to also work smart. I mentioned this reprogramming that you do with your brain. It's a reprogramming of being plugged into the system. Entrepreneurs and wealthy people, when you change that conversation, they realize that instead of plugging into the system, they find ways to make the system work for them. They leverage other things and other tools to be able to create the freedom and the income that they want to have and see in their lives. And when I started to study further and look into different financial markets, I found out about Forex trading. And I realized that it could provide the freedom and possibilities that I was looking for, right? So what is Forex? Okay. Forex is short for the foreign currency exchange market. All right. So what that is, if you've ever traveled outside of the country, like let's say I take a trip to Mexico, right? When I go to Mexico, obviously I'm in the United States, so they have a different currency when I get to Mexico, right? So the United States, you have the US dollar, and then I exchange it over for the Mexican peso, right? So I take 1,000 US dollars, exchange them over into pesos so that I can have money to spend while I'm in Mexico, right? Well, while I'm there, let's say I'm there with my business partner and he's making all types of money. He says, don't worry about it. I'll cover everything. The hotel's on me. I'll pay for the food and the drinks when we're out. And we'll just go out, live it up and have a great time. Right. So now I'm in Mexico for an entire week and I haven't spent a dime, right? Like I'm not using any of my own personal money, right? So this 1,000 pesos that I have in my pocket, I'm not using any. So what happens 1 week later when I come back to the United States? Obviously, I can't spend pesos at Walmart, right? I got to exchange it back over. Now, here's the crazy part. I'm sure if you've ever been to an airport, right, you see those little exchange places and you know that the currency prices are always moving. They're always fluctuating, right? And so with that being said, because those prices are always moving, that $1,000 is not going to be 1,000 anymore, right? It can be 800 or it can be 1,200. And so if it's 800, what happened? Well, I waited a week. And because of that exchange, even though I didn't spend any money, I lost $200, right? Because of what happened in the economy. Or because of that week and I held on to the currency, I made $200, right? If I came out with 1,200. So the numbers aren't important, but just understand of why that's happening, right? You're exchanging one currency for another and you have the ability to profit or take a loss depending on how price moves. That's all Forex is. So is everyone understanding this conversation so far? Because before we get in, before we dive deep, let me get some twos in the chat if you understand the concept, if you're following me so far on this conversation. Because again, I don't want to lecture to you guys. I want this to be a free-flowing conversation. I feel like, we've been lectured at and lectured to our entire lives. All right, I'm seeing tons and tons of twos. That is fantastic. All right, so now that you guys are with me, Look, another thing that I was really interested about with Forex, I learned that it's the largest financial market in the world. There's $6.7 trillion traded in the market every single day. All right. So to give you a little bit of perspective, right, the stock market does 300 to 400 billion per day. And that's Monday through Friday. Forex is 2.7 trillion, 7 days a week. So just so that you understand how big this market really is. Another thing that really attracted me was that you don't need a ton of capital to be able to start trading. You can start wherever you're at with whatever capital you have. And another thing is that you don't need any special licenses, certifications. There's no background checks, nothing like that. Look, anyone and everyone can participate and take advantage of this market. But the best part is I don't have to travel the world. I mean, I can, which is fantastic, but I don't have to travel the world to exchange these currencies, right? I can do it from my cell phone or my computer. So everyone always says, well, Paul, if Forex is so great, like, why isn't everyone doing it, right? There is a crazy statistic out there that over 90% of people that get into the Forex industry fail. They lose money and they quit. And there's four major reasons on why that happens. Okay. Number one, the first and biggest one is that people don't have the time to study, right? Forex is a skill set, just like learning a new language. If I said I wanted to learn Mandarin, I don't just pick up a book and take one course and now I'm fluent, right? I'm going to spend years and years and years studying, and I'll probably have to go to a place where Mandarin is spoken, right? Go to the native speaking country, right? Go somewhere in China. So it's the same thing with Forex. I have to spend tons and tons of hours dedicating myself to learning the terminology, staring at charts, picking up all the nuances of this Forex industry if I really want to become a trader. And the problem is that people are busy, right? We don't have the time to begin with. A lot of people get into this space to create time freedom. So finding the time to learn it is an immediate conflict for a lot of people. Another thing is that blew my mind, even if you put in the time and you learn all of what's called technical analysis, right? You know how to read those squiggly lines on a chart. Well, emotion can actually derail your entire trading career. See, let's say I'm a full-time trader and I have rent coming up, right? So I need to make X amount of dollars in the next 3 days, right? So now I'm forcing trades and forcing myself into positions I probably shouldn't be in because I'm trying to squeeze some money out of the market fast, right? Or maybe I have $1,000 trading account. And so when I experience what's called drawdown, right, where the market's moving up and down, I have drawdown of like $200. And I say, you know what? I want to lose 200 rather than risking my entire account, right? So I'm going to close the trade early, right? So now, because I closed the trade early, I took a loss. Those emotions impacted my decision-making in my trading. So that's another huge hurdle. And the last two are not having the right people, the right coaches teaching you, and then the right community behind you. Okay, look, I'm a huge fan of YouTube University. I use it to this day. I'm still a student, right? But the problem is when you type in Forex, you're going to get millions and millions of videos, and anybody can put up a video. And you have to figure out, is this person really a good trader, or are they making money because they're using the YouTube video to get me to buy their course? And then you go and invest all this time to take the course and go through and learn their strategy just to find out that they weren't that great of a trader, right? And you wasted all this time, money, energy, and that's why a lot of people quit Forex, right? So you have to have the right community behind you. And even if you do learn a good trading strategy, look, the market it fluctuates, right? News happens. What happens when the UK left the European Union, right? It's called Brexit. The markets went crazy with the Great British Pound pairs, right? The same thing with the US presidential election. Same thing with the pandemic, right? Like life happens. So when these different events happen, the market starts to move crazy. It moves irregularly. You need a coach or a teacher, someone to go to say, hey, are these good trades? Does this strategy still work? How should I adjust? Right? And so you need all of this support in order to create a successful Forex journey. So what we asked ourselves here at Auvoria Prime, remember the beginning of our conversation. I said you had to switch and change and shift your mindset from employee to employer, right? Employer being entrepreneur. As you make this shift, the size of your income as an entrepreneur is determined by the size of the problem you can solve. I'd say in an industry that 90% of people fail, it's a pretty big problem, right? So again, entrepreneur hats on, right? Huge opportunity. See, if you really think about it, back in the day, railroads were not sexy, right? But Andrew Carnegie saw opportunity. He took advantage. He built a legacy for his family and became one of the richest men in the world, right? There was nothing sexy about oil, right? But Rockefeller saw opportunity. He took advantage. He created a legacy for his family, became one of the richest men in the world. So now we're in the age of information and technology, staring down a problem where 90% of the people are struggling to create a sustainable income. We wanted to add information and technology, through the age that we're in, and be able to leverage that to create an innovative solution. And so what we did is that we researched the best Forex technologies and developers. We wanted all these user-friendly software tools. We spent months and months going through dozens and dozens of different beta test groups, trying to pick out the best products out there available in the entire world. Okay, and some of the things that we were looking for, some of the boxes that we wanted to check, we wanted to make sure that it was beginner friendly, right? People that knew absolutely nothing about Forex could still come in and be successful with these products. But we also wanted to service the other end of the spectrum, right? People that are experienced traders, people who are actually know what they're doing in the market. We wanted to be able to add value to them in their trading experience so that they could still get a benefit through these products, right? We wanted to make sure that the products had a long history of success. Okay, we wanted to make sure that anyone, no matter what type of capital you had, right, there was a small amount of capital needed to be able to get started and use and leverage these products. And we also wanted to make sure that people that didn't have the time, because again, that was the number one reason that people failed. So no matter what little time that you have, we wanted you to be able to take that time and still leverage these products to be able to create a successful trading experience. So those were a lot of the benchmarks that these products went through before we created what's called the Auvoria Prime Marketplace. All right, so this marketplace has all different types of alert products and different expert advisor software. Okay, look, we're not just saying that we have one software, it's the best thing you'll ever find in the world. All right, we didn't want to go there. We wanted to make sure that we created what I call is like a buffet for Forex, right? Like what happens in a buffet, right? You pay to get in and you put whatever you want on your plate. Okay, it's the same thing here. We've got tools like you see on the screen. We've got Gearbox, we've got Iris, Alexander, Einstein, Arrow, Variable. We just dropped a new product called Stratamus. There are tons of other software still in development in different beta test groups to soon be brought to the marketplace. So we've got tons and tons of software that all have different trading strategies and fit different types of people depending on your personal risk tolerance, right? So you get to choose what tools you want to use. And again, like I said, we're going to peel back the onion and I'm going to show you some live accounts and show you the results that people have been having with these different tools. Because look, I can talk all day about how great they are, but I always say documentation beats conversation. So without further ado, I'm going to pull up some of these accounts. And here's something I want you to keep in mind, because I know some people, they'll immediately see these numbers. They'll say, oh, that account is so big. I don't have that amount of capital. I can't do it right. Stay with me. Like I said, stay with me till the end. Information can change your life. Okay, stick with me. I promise you we'll have a bunch of different accounts. Don't look at the numbers as, oh, I can't afford to have an account of that size, because again, we've got more examples, but just see the type of returns that the accounts are producing and see that the product works. Okay, that's the whole point of showing you these results. All right, you guys with me so far? Can I get some fours in the chat if anybody wants to see results? Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. If anyone wants to see results, okay. Hey, okay, maybe nobody wants to see results. Maybe we should just end this right now. All right, okay, I see the fours flooding in. All right, I'm just making sure y'all still awake. All right, well, without further ado, let me go ahead and pull up some of these accounts here. All right, 1 second here. All right, I see you guys. I see you. I see the fours. I had to make sure. I mean, I'm just making sure I'm not talking to myself. Y'all didn't fall asleep at the computer or anything. All right, so here we go. Here's some results. So the first thing I want to bring attention to, all right, this is obviously one of the software you just saw. Okay, this is a Gearbox account. So there's a couple different things. This is called an FX book. What it is basically like the Carfax for Forex. Okay, it's a third-party source that's not partnered with any type of Forex company, trading company. It's a well-known name in the industry and in the Forex space. All they do is analyze data. They analyze the data, they analyze accounts, they tell you how much money is made, how much money is lost, what trades were taken. They break down everything and anything. Again, full transparency through a third-party company. So let's dive into these results and start analyzing some of what you see on the screen. So the first thing you want to look at when you have an FX book, you want to make sure that the track record is verified and the privileges are verified, meaning that the person showing you the account has verified with that company that they own the account, right? So that they have access to the account. And then here's the second thing you want to look for: real. Okay, and obviously this is a euro account, so it's someone over in Europe, but there are real accounts, which is real live money, right? And then there are what's called demo accounts, which is like monopoly money on live market conditions. So it's fake money on live market conditions. So this is real accounts, all right? We're not flexing fake money, all right? And let me show you what it is that we have here. So this account started back in August, right? August of last year, August of 2020. And this account started with $600. Okay, the initial deposit was $614, and since then we've seen over a 65% growth on this account. Okay, averaging 10% a month. All right, since August. All right, so I mean, it's absolutely insane to be able to see those types of numbers in just a short few months. All right. And then you see the current balance of the account, $800, right? So $820. So we've profited $200, which again is the 65%, it's at about 10% a month. Right now, the cool thing about these software, it's not just this plug and play and everyone has the same thing. It's not this passive hands-free income, right? That's not what we have here. It is a customizable software that each customer gets to put in their own specific settings based off of their risk tolerance. So you're telling the software, hey, I'm an extremely fiscally conservative person. I'm looking to build a long-term retirement account, right? So you tell the software that, and it looks for trading opportunities to match that type of strategy. Or maybe you're looking to turn things up. You're a little bit more moderate. You want a little bit higher return, right? And maybe an account similar to this, right? And you tell the software that, and then it looks for trading opportunities to match that. So let's look at another account, right? So again, remember, stick with me with the capital thing. So this account started with $24,000, okay? $24,000, and again, we got a real account, right? So this is back in March. Okay, March 30th, 2020 is when we started. And since then, this account has grown over 43%. So obviously a much more conservative strategy, right? This one is averaging about 3.5% per month, right? But you see that we've profited over $7,000, well, 7,000 euros, right? So the current balance is 16,000. So you say, wait a minute, if you started with 24,000 and then you have 16,000 right now, how is that possible? Look at this number down here. This is what makes Forex real. Okay, withdrawals, taking money out of your account, putting it into your pocket, right? Like I said, Forex is liquid, meaning that you always have access to that capital. You can take money out, put money in at any time that you please. So there's been over $15,000 withdrawn from this account. Okay, so it's been incredible gains. Money's been taken out. Here's another account from my friend Amy. Again, real US dollars here. This account started back in September with about $700, okay, a $700 deposit. We've grown over 80% using these different software tools. So 14% a month utilizing this strategy. And again, so you see a ton of different numbers. We've seen 10%, 3%, 14%. The numbers are all over the place. Why? Because each person has their own investment strategy. They have their own risk tolerance, okay? So this strategy, Amy's grown about 14% a month, and obviously she's withdrawn as well. So she's gotten back her entire starting capital plus a little bit more, and then has over $400 to still grow in the markets. And this is the last account we'll take a look at. A $10,000 deposit, again, real account, started back in August as well. And since then, we've grown 63%. So we're averaging about close to 8.5% a month, right? The current balance is $12,000. And we have a $3,500 withdrawal. Okay, so the numbers are incredible. We've seen all over the place, all over the map, all types of results. And again, it depends on the user. Okay, you're dictating to the software what kind of trader you are and what type of results that you want to see. Okay, so with that, the next question is just like, how does this all work, right? Well, it's simple. All you have to do is choose your access pass. Like I said, it's a buffet. You put what you want on your plate. So the best, now again, this is for the rock stars, okay? The superstars that understand the conversation behind wealth, where you never want to have all your eggs in one basket. Wealthy people never invest all in on one thing, right? You diversify, okay? You spread that money out into multiple different places. And so with the Platinum Pass, what that allows you to do is to have 4 separate trading accounts and utilize 4 different software, 4 different types of trading strategies, okay? All at once on one account, account with Auvoria Prime. Okay, then we have the Gold Pass. Now again, the Platinum is just for superstars. We have the gold pass where you can leverage 3 different software all at once, 3 different accounts, 3 different trading strategies. And then our last level of diversification is the silver pass. And I'll just be honest with you guys. Most people are getting in on at least the silver pass because, again, you want to diversify. So that's where mass majority of people are stepping in at, because on a silver pass, what it allows you to do is to have an aggressive account that you're making constant withdrawals. Maybe you pay a couple bills, maybe pay off your subscription, anything like that. And then you've got your long-term account that's going to grow at the 8% that we saw on the, the accounts, right? I mean, we've seen 8%, 6%, all these different percentages, right? Think about those numbers growing over the next 3, 5, 10, 15 years, right? So that's another account, another strategy where you're focusing on your long-term growth, right? So that's what a silver pass allows you to do. And then we have a bronze pass. Now, most people don't go bronze, but hey, I get times are tough. We're in the middle of a pandemic. It's all right. I get it. All right. Bronze pass allows you access to one software. You're not diversified, but at least you get to start your trading journey and start to step into the world of Forex and software and be able to leverage some of these tools that we have available. So what do you get with your access pass? You also get access to our Forex Academy. All right, this is an entire academy taught by our director of education, where it gives you all the ins and outs and teaches you everything about Forex. So you get to actually learn how to break down the charts and how to trade and how to read the markets on your own, if that's something that you want to do. Because again, we get those people that say, look, I need to know everything. I want to learn how to do this on my own. Don't worry, we have videos, we got tools. Our educators are top notch, have taught hundreds of thousands of students all around the world how to trade and be successful in Forex. So that academy is definitely worthwhile. Now, here's what gives us that extra edge and really sets us apart from pretty much every company out there that I've seen in the Forex space. Okay, our chief market analyst, Mr. Steven Vetterl. And why this is so important is because he's actually a licensed financial advisor. He's Series 65 and 66 licensed through FINRA. And so he's got his government licenses, and he's been in the financial space for over 18 years, analyzing not just the Forex markets, the stock markets, IRAs, I mean, you name it. He is a full financial advisor, analyzing all different types of portfolios and looking at different markets. So for someone like that, who, by the way, according to Investopedia, is one of the top 100 financial advisors in the entire world, okay, for someone like that to be partnered up with our company, he actually started as a customer. He used our products for a few months because someone he was managing money for referred him. He started to use our products. He was blown away at the results that he was getting. And he said, look, I need to meet the owners. I need to partner up with this company. I need to do whatever it is that I can to be able to bring this mainstream, because he realized that even though he's a financial advisor, he's only dealing with top level clientele. I mean, you're going to spend anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 for an hour of his time, or someone of his caliber, right? Not everyone can do that. Not everyone has hundreds of thousands of dollars to throw into a portfolio and give to a manager, right? So this is something that allowed him to be able to provide value to the little people, to the average person, right? So what Steven Vetterl does, he hops on 2 calls a week with our customer base and explains what's happening in the market and how it could potentially affect our software. He explains how the movements in the market and the news, how it's going to affect the tools and how you should be running them. So he's showing you how to protect your capital. And not only do you have Steven Vetterl's calls, but we also give you access to the developers of the software. So they all have, each software has a specific time slot where the person that created the software, the person that created the trading strategy that the software runs off of, they get on the call and they say, hey, look, based off of Steve's call, this is how the markets are going to affect my tool that I created. When's the last time you bought something and the guy that created it and put it together is showing you how to use it and showing you all the little hidden features and showing you their own personal live accounts and telling you how they're managing their accounts, and you get to follow along. All right, so we're giving you all types of support through these products. We're not just throwing you something saying, hey, it works, and flashing some numbers and saying good luck. Okay, we're holding your hand throughout the entire process. Okay, so now I want to introduce you to our leadership team. And look, every company is going to say they have amazing leadership, which, by the way, we do. Okay, we've got over 70 years of experience, but I don't want to just, I don't want to belabor that point. I'm not going to go through every single person, but I do want to bring attention to one special individual. Okay, Mr. Chris Simonian, who is our president. All right, let me get some 7s in the chat. If you've ever heard, because I know we're in the pandemic, right? So we're in the time of Corona, gyms are shutting down, right? Let me get some sevens in the chat if you've ever heard of a program called P90X. Okay, let me see if anyone's ever heard of P90X. All right, awesome. I see tons and tons of sevens. Let me get some more sevens if you've heard of a workout program called Insanity, which is absolutely insane. I did it this morning. Look, Shanti was killing me. All right, it was insane. All right, I see tons of sevens. So everyone knows Insanity. Everyone knows P90X. These are workout programs created by a company called Beachbody. Well, Mr. Chris Simonian was an owner of Beachbody and helped create what is now today a billion-dollar company. Okay, all these programs that you've heard about is because this is a billion-dollar company and he helped create and shape the future of that company and create it to where it is today. How about Herbalife? Anyone ever heard of a company called Herbalife? Let me get some twos in the chat. Let me get some twos if you've ever heard of this thing called Herbalife. They've got some incredible health and wellness products. All right, so I'm seeing twos fly. All right, so another well-known company. Well, Herbalife is another billion-dollar company that Chris Simonian has partnered up with. And while Herbalife was getting off the ground, okay, he was a consultant for them and helped make some major decisions that helped skyrocket them through to that billion-dollar mark and created a billion-dollar company. So if you can't tell, everything that Chris Simonian touches is just gold, right? He's got the Midas touch. All right. So it really says a lot to have people of this caliber have such faith in Auvoria Prime and now become corporate members and take ownership in the company and partner up with us and help us build this legacy and build this company to where we know it can be. So what are some of the benefits you get of being a part of Auvoria Prime, right? You get access to the marketplace and all the different unique software tools and products, okay? You get access to switching out your software on a monthly basis for one low monthly subscription cost, right? So you're not just locked into one software forever. You get to test out different things and swap your tools out and test out different strategies, okay? Another benefit is that you manage your own software. You manage your own trading account. It's not like you have to worry about us taking out fees of your account or anything like that. Look, we don't touch your money. All right. Everything is up to you. All right. So another thing is that, again, you have full control over your trades, over your settings. We've got live coaching. And so we're holding your hand through every step of the way. And the best part is you don't just have to take our word for it. Don't just see all of these results that I just showed you. Don't look into our Facebook groups where we've got tens of thousands of members posting results every single day. All right. You can actually test it out for yourself. Have your own experience on what's called a demo account. Remember that monopoly money on live market conditions. So before you ever put a real dime into it, you could just test it out and see how the tools would work if it was real capital. And then when you're comfortable, you can go ahead and put in live money. So with that, what's next? All this left is for you to decide how diversified you want to be. All right, so you get to choose your access pass. All right, basically, if you look at it, every software is pretty much $99. All right, so like I mentioned, our all access platinum pass that gives you access to 4 different software tools at once. Okay, it's just gonna be $396. All right, just $396. Super low, affordable cost for you to be able to leverage 4 different software tools and different trading strategies. Okay, and it's the most diversified you can be in the Auvoria Prime community. All right, next we have the Gold Pass, which is 3 software tools at $297. Okay, then we get the most popular package, which again is the Silver Pass for $198. So basically $200 a month, and you're getting to leverage 2 different software. Again, with your conservative and then your aggressive account, you get to multiply and switch up your strategies. And then our last level is our Bronze Pass, where you get 1 software. You're not diversified, but at least you're getting your foot in the door. And it's $99. Okay, so extremely, extremely affordable. Again, we wanted to bring these products mainstream and help the average person. Now, if you're anything like me, you say, wait, I don't know how I feel about these monthly fees that you mentioned. Like, I don't know if I want to pay $198 a month for a Silver Pass, right? Look, don't worry. The company thought about this, and I had the same thought. Just how Uber, Airbnb, Lyft, all these different companies in the age of information and technology, companies realize word of mouth advertising is the most effective. Okay, I share my Uber code with someone who's never used it before. We both get $20, which essentially is like a free ride. Okay, our company is doing the same thing. You refer a minimum of 2 people to have a total of 3 access passes, and now you no longer have any monthly fee. You're getting complete free access to these tools, to these products that are going to help you grow your capital, and you've got no overhead expenses. All right. So again, what's next is for you to take control of your future. You've got all the information. I've shown you everything that you need to know about how these products works. I've shown you the numbers. There's literally all that's left is for you to decide powerfully. And like I said in the beginning, look, we're working hard no matter what it is that we do. But are you going to work hard for 40 years of your life and retire on a fraction of what wasn't enough money in the first place? Or are you going to leverage tools that can create that same level of retirement type income in a much shorter time frame? It's about compressing time frames. Again, you're going to work hard either way. Decide powerfully. And look, you have all the information, but having the information doesn't change your life. Information that's not applied is just entertainment. And look, this isn't a TV station. Okay, I'm really here to change people's lives. Who invited you here on the call today? They wanted to change your life. But you need to participate in your own rescue. And so with that being said, go back, get back with the person that invited you here today. Tell them you're ready to get started. Tell them you at least want to plug in on a demo account, test out these products, see it for yourself, create your own experience, and start building your legacy today with Auvoria Prime. I look forward to seeing you guys inside of our Auvoria Prime community. Thank you again so much. Have an incredible night. Everybody take care.